Good afternoon, everyone. It is time for me to explain to all of you what's actually going on. The reason why I started this YouTube channel is because I decided to have a long term vision in my life, and I had a struggle before with believing in myself, accomplishing things um, that I felt like were too hard to to envision. But with all my struggles over the last years, I uh, I decided never to quit, and I learned by not to give up. You are in a position that you're very strong, and um, I can be very honest, and I can tell you that I have failed before um, in business. And, I was a very lucky and very happy kid, a young adult, found the most beautiful wife, uh, gave birth to the most beautiful child. I was always very, very lucky. Um, but then there was a time that I had a big failure in business, and it brought me all the way back, my 2 feet on the ground, but as well um, made me realize that I couldn't give up. Um, I was a father, I was a husband, and I put my family in a situation that was not right. So I decided to never quit and stayed positive and constantly kept on going to the next goal, and that's when I decided to have a long term vision in my life, because that long term vision get me through the darker years that I had. I wasn't taking drugs. I wasn't drinking alcohol. I was just a social drinker, but I was definitely depressed after that one big failure. I tried to open a restaurant, it didn't work out. And I can talk about this now, but for many years I couldn't really say anything about it. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about this as well because I feel like a lot of channels on YouTube, they always talk about the nice things. Um, Always talk about when you're already made it, and I created this channel just to show everyone that by never quitting, by having a positive attitude, um, that many things are possible in life. I would have never thought that I am now sitting in an amazing 44-acre property that I worked years on to get it, and we are currently under a lease, working on a special use permit. When this is approved, we are going into a purchase. So, thanks to my great partners and my family, but it took me years. So, please know that, by keep on pushing forward, never look back, you will get there. And a little bit about my story. I ended up in the countryside like 6, 7 years ago from the city, and I with a partner investor that had a great property, and he had a lot of legal issues going on over the property. So I decided after a few months to part ways. Still is a friend of mine, but we couldn't do what we wanted to do there. So I ended up being the executive chef of a well-known boutique property in the countryside, about an hour away from Washington D.C. And that was, I think, a great move for me because the owner gave me carte blanche, and I had the freedom to be creative in the kitchen, um, and I was always looking into how to make business as well, not just making a great meal, but how can we get more people in the dining room? How can we survive the slower months? How we can have as many events happening? how we can try to do things better, how can we upsell. So I really like to, I really enjoyed doing that as well, the business aspect. And after being there for 3 years, I was like, this is something that I uh, wanted to pursue for myself. Um, and having this thing that has multiple revenue streams, for me, it just made more sense than just opening a restaurant. It is definitely a lot of work, and there's a lot of factors that for many people might be risky. But I believe having the long term vision for me is really owning a collection of boutique hotels and operating them at the high end luxury um, aspect. So for me, that was like, because I have that bigger dream, one property started to look like um, feasible. And my CPA always told me, like, write it down, looks like, put it as it was already yours. So I created a website with my bigger pictures. I um, started to talk about it and see it as like this is already happening. So in the meantime, when I left the other restaurant, I decided to pursue a partnership with another beautiful property in West Virginia. Um, Going towards looking into a purchase first, but then that didn't work out, so we were looking into a partnership. After a year and 3 months, we both decided that it wasn't time for them to sell, and I still needed to have my own vision and not other people's ideas and stuff like that. So um, that's when I started consulting, and now I'm back at the restaurant and the hotel where I worked for 3 years. But in the meantime, for the last year and a half, 2 years, I was introduced to a beautiful other property, um, 44 acres in the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia, and that's where I'm currently sitting. So um, I am working with my partners and the owners to get through some hurdles that we had in our zoning to be able to do what we wanted to do here. So when it will be approved, we go straight into a purchase. But we are leasing the property currently for 4 months, and I love to spend time here. And it's just in the meantime, I'm able to walk through my vision and decide, get some architects involved and things like that. So that's the reason why I started my YouTube channel. I wanted to create something that other people like me, when I was having these great ideas about hotel, there was not one channel I could find that you could just uh, kind of bond with a person and that goes through the same thing. Everybody already said like, oh, this is how you operate a hotel. You have a lot of money or whatever. It took me years to find the right partners. It took me years to convince people to invest in me. Um, and for me, this is just everything comes together. I'm 42 years old myself. I always told my friends that were engineers and lawyers, the reason why I worked so hard was because I was investing in my future. And, and I think that's just coming to fruition right now. My goals are really going to a high-end property with tons of activities focused on um, gastronomy, like high-end gastronomy, relaxation, healing, and wellness. So um, that's a little bit where I am right now. I am currently sitting on the terrace enjoying the beautiful sun and the silence. And I will continue to work on videos, with cleaning up the mess, with organizing things, with going to county and going through public hearings and stuff. I will try to record as much as possible, and hopefully weekly I can put a video online to show where we at. Um, I'm not revealing yet where we are, but hopefully soon I will, and I'm able to do that. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this content, and if you do, please subscribe to my channel and click that like button so you can follow me through the journey of building a boutique hotel empire. See you next time. Bye.